What's up, guys? So this is my Priority Ace of Spades review. I put on a little over 300 miles on the bike, so I feel like I can give like a better opinion on the bike than I did on my initial thoughts video. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so far I'm really enjoying the bike. The highlight of the bike is definitely the Gates carbon drive for me. I had an issue with it, like a newbie issue. It was on there too tight. It was actually on there too tight when I got it. I never really adjusted the chain or anything, and it wasn't making any noise at first, but then like after about 30 miles on the bike, it started making some grinding noises, something that I thought like the bearings were shot on the bottom bracket. But it turned out that the carbon drive was tensioned too tightly on the drivetrain, so I had to loosen it up a little bit. I went on, thanks to Google, you know, once again, at first I was a little worried. I was like, what the hell is this noise on a new bike? But found out on Google that that's a sign of it being too tight, so I loosened it up a little bit. But I also had an issue with loosening it up. I think I loosened it up a little too much, and then I had a little bit of skipping issues when I would put down a whole lot of torque on the system. But once I got the tension just right, I didn't have any issues with the noises or any issues with the jumping gears or whatever. The gear. There are no gears. But yep. So that was my newbie mistake with the Gates carbon drive. And okay, so I'll tell you why I think the Gates system is the highlight of this bike. I've ridden this bike a few times in the rain, and man, you know, like I heard someone else compare it to like a chain. When the chain is like very clean and nicely oiled up, it's like very quiet. But as soon as like you ride in the rain a little bit, you know, it gets grime in there and stuff, so it's no longer quiet even after like a few minutes in the rain. Oh man, the Gates is always that quiet. It's always like it's like a tuned in, well tuned in chain. Riding through the rain. You know, I did a little bit of light mud so far, and yeah, it's still been quiet. You know, I never got the bike so dirty or that I needed to even hose down the Gates so far. It's just very like low maintenance system, other than making sure that it's tensioned properly. But once I tensioned it up, I haven't had any issues with it loosening up. But it may loosen up over time. Well, it actually shouldn't loosen up over time. It's not like a chain or anything. So yeah, it's pretty much set and forget, which is great for like a bike commuting bike or any bike that you have to keep chain up outside or whatever, or you know, just like bike commuting, riding in the rain. I think that's where this bike shines. Also, I don't notice any like any loss in power or anything. I mean, I'm not like racing a bike or anything, so I'm not a racer or anything. So I mean, it's obviously a reason why I guess they don't use these systems. So maybe there is a little bit of a loss of efficiency. Definitely there is with the internal gear hub ones, but I'm not sure how much of a loss of efficiency there is with the single speed gate system compared to the single speed chain. All right, so here's the bike with the changes that I made to it. I put on different handlebars with a little bit of sweep back to it. It's these are kind of like a knockoff to the FSA Metropolis bars. And I put on a new saddle. Well, not a new saddle, but a saddle that I had in my kit, in my tools bin. The WTB Volt saddle, which is, to me anyway, more comfortable than the saddle that this bike comes with. I switched out the tires to Victoria Zafario Pros in a size 32Cs, which I can run at a little bit of a lower PSI, which gives it like a little give when I'm on like nice manicured gravel roads like this one. I wouldn't take it on anything worse than this, obviously. Even, you know, it's not, you know, this bike wasn't made for gravel, obviously, but in the back there's a little bit of a space to put on. Like, I feel like you could fit a slightly larger tire in the rear, but on the front you're definitely not going to get anything larger than a 32C with the spacing because of the front brake on there. I switched out the pedals to fixation BMX pedals. I find these to just, I already had them one, and I find these to be better grip than the stocks pedals. Maybe like in the future I'll put on pedals that have like a metal pins on them, but this one's still better than what I had, than what it came stock with, and I already had it. Yeah, so this bike is still, it's set up to be pretty quick. Still, you know, it still has like a good little drop to it. I still find this to be like a nice speedy setup, easily handling bike, but it's more comfortable to me. These bikes do run a little bit smaller than what their sizing suggests. This is sized extra large, but it's also a 57 cm frame, which is, to me, is more like a large frame, but I'm 6'2", but I made the this extra large frame work for me by adding on those handlebars with that have a slight rise to them and a sweep back, and now it's comfortable, to me anyway. But yeah, this is definitely doesn't seem like it's an extra large bike, but it's more of a large, but I like the sizing. I find it to be quicker handling for city riding, you know. So yeah, I love the handling on this bike for what I use it for. Sometimes I do put on a front rack when I'm doing city biking and I need to carry stuff on there. And yeah, that's it. Loving the bike so far. Alright, so I'm giving a update of my updated review, a longer term review on the bike. I now have over 1,200 miles on the bike, close to 1,300 miles, and the bike has been holding up great. It's been rock solid. I've only had to do like regular maintenance things, like I had to switch out the brake pads, but you'd have to do that with any rim brake bike, especially one driven in a city where there's a lot of stop and go traffic. I added on a Setma rack on the front right there, which is if you are looking for a good quality porter style rack, I definitely recommend the Setma racks. I've had up to like 50 pounds or so on that rack. Maybe this was on my older bike first, the rack. I've had this rack for about 3-4 years or so. But anyway, it's a great rack. But back to the bike. Yeah, I've been loving the bike so far. It fits me really nicely, especially with the bars. And yes, it's been rock solid. I haven't had any complaints with it. I'm definitely really surprised at how good of a bike they can, produce for like a decent price. I don't think I would have gotten into a belt drive system bike if the price wasn't what this bike was. So for that, I'm pretty happy about it. I'm actually really impressed with the belt drive system, enough that I'm kind of interested in some of their other offerings, like their gravel bike, the internal hub geared gravel bike that they have, even their mountain bike, but that's out of my price range, definitely. But I think belt drives are definitely really cool. Maybe they're not for racing right now, but for city riding, I think that's the way to go right now. Low maintenance, don't have to worry about it. Set it and forget it type of deal. So yeah, this bike I'm giving a major go, Flossie Carter style on this one. Thanks for watching.